Namaste. Sharannavaratram is here. My hearty wishes to all of you. May Durga Parameshwari bless us all. So we are in the second day of listening to the very auspicious Durga Saptashati. It is also popularly called Chandi Patha, Chandi Parayana. They also call it Devi Mahatmya. When Kalika Purana is also uh, taken together, then it's called Devi Mahatmya. So listening to the stories of Durga Devi's Leelas during the Sharannavaratram particularly is a very famous tradition, and it is supposed to be a punya shravana. It brings us a lot of merits. It inspires the dharma prajna in us. So we are just doing that. And yesterday we saw the story of the Prathama Charitam and the Madhyama Charitam of Durga Saptashati. The Prathama Charitam where Devi Kalaratri Swarupini, she inspired, she motivated, she woke up Mahavishnu and got the demons Madhukaitaba slayed by him. And then how she manifested from all the great bodies of all the devatas and Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and she took the form of Durga and vanquished Mahishasura and his terrible tribe of Rakshasas and restored Dharma. We heard that story also. So today we are entering the Uttama Charitam. We saw in the beginning how Surata Maharaja, who lost all his kingdom and power and property and wealth, he was betrayed by his own trusted people. His own people came to Sumedha Maharshi's ashrama, taking refuge. At the same time, a Vaishya called Samadhi also was betrayed by his own wives and children, who snatched away all his property, hard earned property, and just threw him out. So both of them were samana dukkhis, both were very sad, and they were wondering what is that moha which keeps us thinking of them all the time. Why can't we forget our family? Why can't we go ahead? Why can't we just digest this? Why are we still in the drama? And then Sumedha Maharshi, they approached him and they asked him, why does this happen to us? Why are we human beings so bound by these sorrows? So then he explained how Mahamaya is playing with the whole world. It is her play. It is only by her grace that we can overcome moha. Then he narrated the story of Madhukaita Bhavada and Mahishasura Vada and how Devi can do the impossible things. It's her Leela, it is her creation, so nothing is impossible for her. We humans may say, oh, wow, or we just get amazed or shocked about what happens, but for her, everything is a Leela. Ghatita Ghatana Patiya. So she is that great Leelamai. And then Surata Maharaja and Samadhi are very interested. They are listening with great attention. They are very happy and they say, "Oh, Sumedha Maharshi, we want to listen to more. Tell us more." So then Sumedha Maharshi proceeds to narrate the story of the Uttama Charitam. Again, after a very, very long period, all the devatas were pursuing their dharma karmas in the righteous way. They were doing their jobs and the Havir Bhaga of the human beings. Havir Bhaga. In the Sanatana Dharma, we offer Pancha Yajnas to the devatas, to the Pitrus, to the Bhutas, that is all kinds of living beings, animals, birds, insects that live along with us, and our fellow human beings, Manushya Yajna, and then we do Pitru Yajna, that is to our deceased ancestors, and then to Devatas, we offer Havir Bhaga, offer Havis, that is offering through ghee. We offer our punya, we do the Naivedya to the Devatas, and then we also offer the Rushi. We also perform the Rushi Yajna. We offer Tarpana to the Rushis who gave us knowledge in different forms. So this is a typical Sanatana way of life. We don't even need an officiating priest for this. We can do it every day, every time. It's a Nitya Yajna. So offering Devata Havis to the Devatas is very important because that is their food, says the Puranas. So when the Devatas get Havis regularly, they become stronger and stronger. It's like when we vote for the right party, then the party gets more power, right? So similarly, if we vote for the Devatas, if we offer Havis to the Devatas, the Dharma becomes stronger and everywhere peace will prevail and everything will happen according to the code of Dharma. So they were all offering Havis to the Devatas. So Devatas were very strong and all the Asuras were vanquished. So it went on like this for quite a long time. But it is very natural that even metals catch rust, right? So slowly things change, and suddenly some Rakshasas were born, a new set of Rakshasas, And very slowly, gradually, they gathered power and they became very, very strong. This time, it was not a single Rakshasa, but a brother, twins, two brothers, Shumbha and Nishubha. So they were very clever, very vicious, and very strong. And so they had a great team of Rakshasas who were also invincible. They had a very, very brilliant Rakshasa, very crooked and Asuric Rakshasa whose name was Rakta Bija. And he had a special boon that even if a drop of blood falls down from his body on the earth, as powerful and identical as him, there will be born another 1,000 Rakshasas. So like this, he would only grow as when he was each time cut a center. So there was no way of finishing him off. And there was another twin brother called Chandamunda who were terrible, very, very bad rogues and invincible, powerful. Then also there was this Dhumra Lochana, who, if he opened his eyes and saw anybody with anger, they would burn out. Like this, Shumba Nishumba had many, many sets of tribes of Rakshasas with them, and there were a big Ghatabandhan of Rakshasas. So now the Shumba Nishumbas, as all other Asuras did, and always do and did, they snatch away the wealth and the lands and the adhikara, the power of the Devatas. So they usurped Indra's Padavi and they completely dominated the Devatas. And the Devatas had the function of running the whole of the universe. So Indra, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, Yama, Kubera, they take care of the rains, of the crops, of the lives of people, and everything happens in a cyclic way, in a particular track, in a code of dharma. But now they spoilt it all, and now the Devatas were thrown out of power, and suddenly Indra, the Devatas were very weak, and there was a lot of chaos across the universe. The good people were always taken advantage of, and they were hurt, they were killed, slayed, etc. And the bad people, the wicked people, now because they had a wicked king, they all joined them. It was just the number game that was playing there, and it was a very bad time for the Devatas. Now the Devatas were they were very much in agony. They all gathered together and they went to the banks of Ganga. They go to the banks of Ganga and start praying to Jagannatha, saying, "Oh Devi, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samsita. You are in everybody. You are the Shakti in everybody. You are the Shanti in everybody. You are the Vritti. You are the Buddhi. You are Kanti. You are everything in everybody. So please manifest wherever you are. You are Antarbhava. You are very much here, but you are formless. Please come, take form, manifest, and show us your energy. Show us your potentials, and please help us to vanquish these Shumba Nishumba and tribe." So, as they are praying fervently, Jagannatha Gauri, Devi has incarnated as Gauri and married Shiva, and she's now a Shiva Sati. Very simple woman, and because her husband Shiva is a Vairagi is a very detached ascetic. She also wears very simple bark garments, and in Kannada we say Bichole Gauramma. She wears very simple leaves, twigs onto her ears as earrings. She's wearing Rudraksha with a jata and just living a very simple life. So she comes to Ganga for Ganga Snana, for taking bath in the Ganga. When she comes there, she sees all these hundreds of devatas have gathered and they are praying to this great Devi Aparajita. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता चितिरूपेण या कृत्स्नमेतद्व्याप्य स्थिता जगत् नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः देवी प्रसीद परमा भवती भवाय सद्यो विनाशयसि कोपवती कुलानि. So they are praying, "Oh Devi, be happy with us. Please come help us." Now Devi is the same Adya Shakti manifest as the Devi, but in a very melodramatic way, she just pretends innocence and asks, "Whom are you all worshipping? Whom are you all calling, praying to?" So then, before the Devatas answer, from the body of Gauri, whose Gauri means lustrous, full of light, light and whiteness are metaphorically used as the same in our Indian tradition. So when we say Gaura, Ujvala, it doesn't mean just the skin complexion, it means Jnanamaya. So she is Tejaswini, Jnana Swarupini. She is the mother of all other forms of Devi. So from her body, from the Gauri's form, emerges a brilliant form of Durga Parameshwari, riding on a very, very ferocious lion, having 8 arms, and each of the arms are holding very brilliant, terrible weapons. And she is the same Durga Parameshwari who manifested to vanquish Mahishasura. Now she's come in a new form. And then she says, "Oh Gauri, it is me that these people are praying to. I am aparajita, na parajayaha yasyaha." So she never can be defeated. That is why she's called aparajita. So aparajita emerges from the body of Gauri and says, "They are praying to me." And because she emerged from the kosha, the body, the kosha, deha kosha of Gauri, she's called Kaushiki Durga. That is another name to Aparajita. The moment she emerged from the body of Gauri, Gauri instantly understood her role next to the Asura Samhara, and she became dark in color. She became fierce. She had canine teeth and she had brilliant red eyes, and she became a Kopavatara. The Saumya Gauri became the Shakta Kali. So see that beautiful transformation of Gauri to Kali. It's like potential energy becoming kinetic energy. So this is a very beautiful lesson for women also. It's a beautiful message for womanhood. We should be like the Saumya Gauri, loving, caring, full of affection, full of service. We have the angels in the house. Every stree, every woman is the angel in the house. Her patience, her love, her service, her hard work, her kshama, her forgiveness, her fortitude, her acumen, her savings, her simplicity, her sacrifice, this matters a lot to the health of the house. But when the time comes, when the situation demands that she has to protect herself or her family or her children or the society, she should no more be the same simpleton. She should just come out of her simplicity, and she should become a dynamic Rajarajeshwari or a Kali or a Durga or a Chandi or Bagala or Aparajita, and she should vanquish the problems. So problems come in many ways. So she is the Shanti plus the Shakti. The Shakti is in the Shanta form, potential. And when the time comes, it manifests as Shakti as per the need. So now Gauri has now become Kali, and she is going around carrying a fierce sword in her hand, and she's now thirsty for blood of the Asuras, and she's wandering in the jungles with the Runda Mala and waiting to vanquish the demons. Here, Aparajita, they're all the same. One Shakti manifests in many ways. So Aparajita has now filled the skies, and she tells the Devatas, "Don't worry, I'm here. I shall take care. I shall vanquish these demons." And then she goes to the Himalayan forest, close to Shumbha's palace, and she takes the form of a beautiful young teenager damsel. And she's very beautifully dressed, and all alone she's wandering in the forest there, deliberately to be noticed by the people of Shumbha and Nishumba. Shumba and Nishumba's very close assistants were Chanda and Munda, as wicked and as powerful and very loyal to their Asuric leaders. So they saw her. They were instantly amazed and fascinated. They said, "Wow, what a beauty she is. We have never seen a beauty like her. She's extraordinarily beautiful." So they rushed back to their masters, Shumba and Shumba, and said, "My lords, you have so many women you have usurped, you have kidnapped, you have snatched away the women of the Devatas, the Apsaras, the Manushyas, Gandharva, Yaksha, Kinnara, everybody. You have the women from everywhere. Like the Arabic invaders used to usurp women in lots and lots of numbers and treat them like their slaves. So the same Rakshasi Swabhava here we see. So they had captured so many women and kept them in captive and used them as their slaves. Now you have so many women, but they are nothing compared to this woman. You have to come and see this woman. She's extraordinarily beautiful. She has a glow in her body like nobody else. And she's the most beautiful woman we have ever seen. And I think she's the Nari Ratna, the gem of a woman that you need to possess. Like all the best things in this world, you have captured, you have snatched away from everybody, and you are the masters. So, this Nari Ratna also you need to capture. They say they instigate, they motivate this prompt Shumbha and Nishumba to uh, obtain her. So they said, "Wow, really? Very nice, good news." So they call a person called Sugrivasura and says, "Look at the name Sugriva, one who has a beautiful neck. It means one who speaks very nicely." So here they call Sugriva and say, look, women are very fond of ornaments and clothes. Just go praise her. Just go tell her about our greatness. Go and flatter about us, our greatness, our prowess, and all that, and tell her so beautifully that she should be very happy, and tell her to marry any one of us, either Shumbha or Nirshambha, and give her all these precious gifts, and she will come. So Sugrivasura went to her, and now Devi was still pretending the same innocence. And Sugrivasura went to her and said, "Oh Devi, who are you? Why are you wandering alone in this jungle in the Himalayas? Don't you have parents? Don't you have anybody? Don't you feel afraid to wander alone like this? Who are you?" So she said, "I am. Uh, I'm just wandering here." And then Sugrivasura says, "Look, O Devi, we have a great offer for you. Our Swamis, Shumbha and Nishumbha, are the most powerful warriors of the world. They are so strong that they have usurped all the 14 lokas. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Tala, Tala, Satala, Manitala, Patala, Bhuva, Bhuva, Suva, Jana, Maha, Tapa. All the lokas, they have snatched away the wealth and power of all the devatas, Yaksha, Gandharva, Kinnaras, Manushyas, everybody. So the best things in the whole of the universe are now in their custody. So they are the masters of everybody, invincible, strong, and great. So they have fallen in love with you. So they have sent you these precious gifts and ornaments and dresses. You accept all this and accept this offer. Come and choose any one of them, become their queen. You will enjoy all the wealth of this world. You will become the queen of this world. So Devi was smiling within herself because she is the creator of the universe. All this matters nothing to her. She can create millions and millions of such universes, and to her, just the wealth and few, some gold and silver of one particular planet doesn't really appear so great to her. She laughed within herself but pretended innocence and said, "Oh wow, such a great offer. What you're saying is really good. Yes, maybe your masters are so great. I don't doubt that. But when I was very young, when I was still a young girl, out of innocence and haste, I made a vow. I made a vow that I took a oath that I will marry only that person, that great warrior who can defeat me in war. So I welcome your masters Shumbha and Nishumba to come and wage war with me, win over me, defeat me, and then marry me." Sugriva was very angry. He said, "What is this? Huh? I come to you with such a great offer. Any woman would be waiting for such an offer, and you have no respect for this. And you want to wage war? What do you think you can do? Huh? My masters are so strong. Even the Indradi Devatas with their Vajrayuda and Airavata, everything they've lost. Even they are nothing before my Swamis. And what are you after all? A delicate woman? You are foolish and you are arrogant." So he was very angry and he went back to Shumba and Shumba and told, "This woman is a foolish woman and also an arrogant woman. She's only beautiful, but she is very foolish. So she's saying that you should go and wage war with her to win her." So Shumba and Shumba were very angry, say, "How dare she reject our offer?" So they said, "Okay, hey, Dhumra Lochana, go. You go with your army, a big army, and frighten her. And if she still doesn't accept to come with you, snatch her by her hair and pull her here, drag her here. That is what she deserves." So now Devi was ready, fully prepared for battle. And when Dhumralochana, along with big tribes of Rakshasas like Kanakeyas and many Rakshasa tribes, with all of them, he came with a big army, and he was called Dhumralochana because when he opened his eyes with anger, he could just throw fire from his eyes and burn down anybody and everybody. So when he rushed, Devi was there ready with all her beautiful Ashtabhujas and Simha Vahana. Now she was no more that beautiful young teenage girl. She was that full-fledged Devata Aparajita. And as Dhumralochna and the big tribes of Rakshasas advanced towards her, she just made a hunkara, a big hunkara. And when she made the sound, the terrible sound, and the very hot air from her nostrils uh, just gushed upon the Asuras and just burned them down. Dhumralochana himself was burned down. Then all the other asuras were kind of panicky and they were wondering what is happening. How could this happen? How could a woman vanquish our Dhumra Lochana? So they pounced upon her. They started waging war against her, but she was invincible. She was the aparajita. So she took all her weapons and threw them at them, and all their weapons broke down into pieces, and they were pierced through by the Devi's arrows. Some of their heads were cut down, some of their arms were cut down, some of them were pierced through their waist and chest, and they lost their legs and hands, and many of them, thousands and thousands of them, fell on the ground lifeless. And Dhumralochana was killed, and the remaining Rakshasas, they rushed back to their swamis, Shumba and Shumba, and said, "Oh my God, oh masters, this woman is not an ordinary woman. She is very, very strong. She has divine astras. I think she is sent by the Devatas. There's something cooking here. There's some strategy being used by the Devatas. I think it's high time we bind her, kill her. She's not just another beautiful woman." So Nishumba were shocked and also very angry. So they told, "Oh, Chanda Munda, come here. You go there. Go and fight with her and kill her and drag her by her hair. If she doesn't come, then kill her. Don't think twice." So Chandamunda, along with their very huge armies, they went rush towards Devi. Now Devi, she started manifesting in the divine forms, and one of her forms that had already manifest was that of Kali, Mahakali. So Mahakali was dancing, killing all the asuras and eating up their bodies. So she was kind of intoxicated by drinking the blood of the asuras, and now she was happy that Chandamunda are advancing, and Devi, Kalika Devi and Aparajita together, they took the Chandamundas and started pounding them. They broke their chariots, broke their weapons, broke their flags, broke their armors, broke their charioteer, horses, everything, and they vanquished the army of Chandamunda completely. And then Chandamunda stood, just two of them stood, and Kali Kadevi, she cut asunder the necks, the heads of both Chanda and Munda, and she held them in her fist like this and started dancing in ecstasy. And she drank up their blood and she was shouting with joy in the terrible battlefield. Such a gory scene it was, but it is a scene which is described in the Saptashati. And Devi Aparajita was very happy about the job done by Kalika and said, "Oh Kali, uh, now that you have killed Chanda and Munda, you shall be known as Chamunda in future." And then Chandamunda were killed with all their army people, and the remaining few rushed back to Shumba Nishumba and said, "Oh, masters, it's too horrible. It's unimaginable that we have lost such a big army and we have lost your very precious warriors, that is Chanda and Munda." "What? Chanda Munda killed?" It was impossible to believe for Shumba and Nishumba. They said, "Oh, this is too much." And now they had a very big battalion. They sent a huge army led by a great Asura called Raktabija. And this army was an extraordinary army with great, very powerful warriors. Each of them was terrible, strong, and well trained and very well equipped for war, and they rushed towards Devi. Now, Devi manifested from her body the Dasha Mahavidyas, Brahmi, Komari, Varahi, Narasimhi, Indrani. All these forms came from her body, and the Indrani held the Vajrayudha. She was the Shakti of Indra, who emerged from her body with the Vajrayudha. And then came Maheshwari, riding on the great Vrishabha, white bull. And then Kaumari with the Shakti Ayudha came with the Mayura Vahana. And then the Narasimhi came, the very fierce Narasimhi, the power of Narasimha. She was shouting in the war, ready to tear asunder all the asuras. And then Shivani came, Indrani came, many other forms came, and Brahmani from Brahma. She held a kamandalu of mantra jala. So all these Dasha Mahavidyas, they went across, trampling upon the bodies of the asuras. And as Brahmani started sprinkling her mantra jala, the very touch of the mantra jala, of the very sacred water, was enough to kill thousands and thousands and thousands of asuras. And then Kaumari went on killing them with the shakti ayudha. Narasimha went on tearing open their bodies, and then Maheshwari went and pierced them with the Trishula, and so on. So Devi's different forms were going around and killing, slaying the Asuras in the battlefield, and thousands of them were totally vanquished. And Rakta Bija was watching with great shock, and he was very angry about this. And now he thought, no, I should not spare this Devi. And now, seeing his whole army was being vanquished, and many of them were panicking, they were running back. So he wanted to stop them. Meanwhile, Devi uh, called upon Shiva. So Shiva came there. She told him, "Oh Shiva, go and tell Shumbhaasura that he has to give back everything that is snatched to those people who actually owned it. He has to give back Swarga to Indra and all the lokas to the respective people, and he has to go back to the Patala Loka, which is his loka. Otherwise, he has to wage war with me and let him be ready to be slayed by me." So Shiva went as her Duta to give the message to Shumbhasura, but obviously Shumbha did not accept the words, and he was an Asura after all. The Asuras are those people who always live by dominating and killing and looting others. So he did not accept that. When Devi sent Shiva as a Duta, she was called Shivaduti. So now all the different forms of Devi. There are yet many more forms worshipped of Devi, like Bagala. Bagala is a form where she pounces upon the body of the Asura and sits on his chest and pulls his tongue and slaps him to death. And Kali, of course, we know how she cuts asunder the heads and trunks and eats them up. So Kali was going around in the battlefield, eating up the bodies of all the Asuras, and Narasimha was tearing up everybody, and Kaumari was piercing everybody. So this Yuddha Leela went on and on and on. The Devatas and the Rishi Munis, everybody were watching from the skies, and they were saying Jaya Jaya Ghosha to Durga Parameshwari. And now the duo Shumbha and Nishumba were very, very sad and angry and disturbed, and they said, "Oh, we have to do something." And now Nishumbhasura, the very favorite brother of Shumbhasura, both of them went to the battlefield, and Nishumbhasura, along with its huge army, pounced upon Devi and the great Matruka Gana, the Dashamahavidyas, and from them again Devi's body manifested thousands and thousands of Matruka Ganas, identical to Devi, just like her, with all the Chaturbhujas and lots of Ayudhas. The Matruka Gana Sainya, the army of Devis emerged from her body, and they all went on cutting asunder all the Asuras. So lakhs and lakhs of Asuras were totally annihilated by the Devi army, and Shumbha was very angry. He pounced upon Devi, but she caught him and put him on the floor and stamped upon his chest and pierced her Trishula through him, and his neck was cut. So, like this, the Shumbhasura was killed, and Shumbhasura was watching in agony that his very favorite Pranapriya brother was killed thus. And now Shumbhasura came opposite to Devi, and he said, "Oh Devi, you arrogant Devi, you are laughing as if you have won the battle, you are victorious. But remember, you have used the power of so many people, you haven't done anything yourself. All these people are doing a job. So it is not your job. You don't have to be so happy and jubilant about what you have done." Devi laughs and says, "Oh, you fool. Do you think they're all different from me? Look here." So the next moment she stood like this, and all the Dashamahavidya forms and the thousands and thousands of Matrukagana Sainya, the Devi army, they all merged back into her chest. And she stood all alone, and she said, "Look, I manifest all these vibhutis whenever necessary. I am the one and only in the whole universe. There is nothing except me. I am the one Shakti who pervades the whole of universe. And when the time comes, when the need is there, I shall manifest all these forms and names. Otherwise, I'm actually only one. You fool, come here." And then they had a very fierce battle, and Devi totally defeated him in every way. All his astras, shastras, his chariot, his armor, everything were destroyed. And finally, Shumbhasura also was thrown onto the. He jumped onto the skies and started doing Maya Yuddha. Devi also jumped onto the sky and And there again they had a yuddha, and finally she threw him onto the ground, stamped upon him, and with her trishula she pierced him in the chest and killed him. Thus, the Shumbhaasura was also killed. So, with the death of Shumbhaasura, Shumbha Nishumba Rakta Bija Dumnalochana Chandamunda, all the Dushta Shaktis were totally annihilated from the world, and the remaining Rakshasas, the bodies were eaten up by Devi's lion. The lion was so very jubilant, it went around pouncing upon people and eating up all these asuras. And now the devatas were very happy. They did the pushpa vrishti, they showered flowers and sang her praises, and they sang the stutis. They did puja to her, and they said, "Oh Devi, yeah, thank you so much for this great help." And they uh, chanted the Narayani stuti. In the Durga Saptashati, there are four major stutis. The first is called the Brahmadi stuti, which comes in the Prathama Charitam, and the Indradi stuti, and then the Aparajita stotra, which come. And the Indradi Stuti, which comes in the second Madhyama Charitam, and then we have the Aparajita Stotra in the beginning and the Narayani at the end of the Uttama Charitam. So now they all praise her and say, "Oh Devi, for you, it is in minutes, in seconds, you can just annihilate them. But you have so much of karuna because these Rakshasas, they are Rakshasas, okay, but they are very strong, very trained. So you want to see their yuddha, you have given them a chance, you have given them a chance to display their wonderful yuddha leela. So you give them some time to display their wonderful valor, and then you kill them. And ಖಡ್ಗಪ್ರಭಾನಿ ಕರವಿಸ್ಫುರಣೈಸ್ತತೋಗ್ರೈಃ ಶೂಲಾಗ್ರಕಾಂತಿನಿವಹೇನ ದುಶೋಸುರಾಣಾಂ ಎನ್ನಾಗತಾ ವಿಲಯಮಂಶು ಮದಿಂದು ಖಂಡ ಯೋಗ್ಯಾನನಂ ತವ ವಿಲೋಕೈತದೇವ. The devatas say, "Oh Devi, your khadga prahar, the light, the sparkle of your khadga, of your sword itself, will blind the asuras, is enough to kill them. But still they didn't die. They managed to be alive in front of you. Why? Your Indu Mukha, your moon-like pleasant face, they were seeing that. So that was neutralizing the effect. So although you are angry with them, you are killing them, you are still the mother of the universe. You are like the mother who is punishing her children. So when these people are incorrigible, when there's no other way, you punish them. But still, you are the great divine mother. So you give them some time, you give them a lot of time to go do war, wage war, show their talents, display their prowess, etc. And then you kill them. So that is also your karuna. So Vishveshwaritvam Paripasi Vishwam Vishwatmika Dharayasiha Vishwam Vishveshavandya Bhavati Bhavanti Vishvashrayaye Tvayi Bhakti Namraha. You are the Vishveshwari, you are the Vishwa Atmika, you are the Atma of the Vishwa, you are Vishveshavandya, everybody goes down to you. And Kate Stuti Paraparukti, who can do stuti of you? We have no words to praise you. You are so beyond our comprehension that all that we say is too less for you. All our praise is nothing in front of you. So you are too great, O Devi, say the Devatas, and they praise her. So Devi is very happy and she says, "Okay, I'm very happy. What boon do you want?" So they say, "What boon? You have given us everything. So those who think of you, those who recite, narrate, or listen to, or sing, or think, or meditate, or read about these great Yuddha Leelas of yours. How you vanquished the Shumbha Nishumba, Raktabija Dhumra Alochana, Adi Rakshasas, or Mahishasura, Madhukaitaba, etc. Those people who think of you, you bless them, you remove all their obstacles and give them happiness and joy in life. So this is the one prayer we do to you," said the Devatas. So Devi said Tathastu, and before she vanished, she told them, there's a Farashruti in the Saptashati. It says that the Devi says, "Those who think of me every day, who think of these Yuddha Leelas, think of my Mahishamardana, think of my Shumba Nishumba Krintana, those who think of me all the time, for them na ashubham jayate." So they never have to face any kind of evil. So they will, life will always pose all kinds of joys and sorrows before us, good and evil before us, but we will have the power, the inner strength, and the blessing of the Devi to face every challenge in life. Nirbhayo jayate kumar, she says. People who listen to these beautiful, brilliant stories of my Yuddha Leela will become strong and brave. Courage is very important. Shastra is very important. It is not about just being good and useless to the society. Good to myself, I'll not harm anybody, okay. But what have you done to the society? Can you witness adharma without doing anything? Then we are not dharmikas. That is the problem today with us in Sanatana Dharma. It's not just about me being good. We have a responsibility towards a desha and dharma. So that is also important. That nirbhayatva will come by thinking of the Devi's stutis. The Devi says those who always read these on the Ashtami, Navami tithis of every month, or particularly during the Sharannavaratram, Ashtami, Navami tithis, or every day of their lives, or is every day of Sharannavaratram, to them specially I shall bestow my boons, and they shall be strong, they shall have Ayur Arogya, Ishwarya, Abhivriddhi, they'll have health, wealth, prosperity, happiness, joy, and they will be protected by me, and wherever they go, they are bound to win. They are going to become victorious. All the siddhis will be with them. Anima, Lahima, Garima, Mahima, Prapti, Prakamya, Ishitva, Vashitva, all the Laukika siddhis, and above that, the Paramarthika, Moksha siddhi, everything will be available to them, because those who always think of me, I shall always protect them. There's a very nice line in Lalitopakhyanam. Yatrasti mokshaha nachatatra bhogaha. Yatrasti bhogaha nachatatra mokshaha. Shri Sundari Sevana Tatparanam Bhogascha Mokshascha Karasthayoho. Usually, where there is bhoga, material prosperity, there is no moksha, there is no salvation, there is no liberation. Or where there is liberation, there is no material prosperity. But Sri Sundari Sevana Tatparanam. Sri Sundari is Devi, Tripura Sundari. So those who take refuge in the Devi, Bhogascha Mokshascha Karasthayo, she gives both. Even if we ask only for moksha, she says, okay, enjoy a little more prasada, take some material benefits also. If we are so foolish and ask only for material benefits, she will say, okay, but there's something higher than that, I'll give you that also. She will also divert us towards moksha. So, because she is a mother, the whole of Lalita Sahasranama is sandwiched between two beautiful words called Srimata and Ambika, Lalita Ambika. So Srimata, Lalita Ambika. The first name is Srimata, the last name is Lalita Ambika. So both are the names of the mother. First our mother, last our mother. In between the names of the mother, you have other names like Maharagni, Srimat Simhasaneshwari, that this, all her glories are told. With all her glories of Rajarajeshwari, Kali, Durga, all that, she is first our mother. So that makes her accessible to us. We are just like babies. And even if she's a queen, we are her children. So we can always go to her. We can just say Amma, we can just say Ma, and call her with great love. And to think of the Shakti Swarupini is important. Particularly, our girls should think of Devi. They should iconize Devi, not some silly cinema actress whose fair and lovely beauty will fade off after a few years. It is not that. Beauty is not just skin deep. Beauty is about the beauty of the personality. What makes our personality beautiful, that is important. Cosmetic beauty and just glamour is a trivial thing. Just go enjoy the movie, clap and come back, and leave it there. The silly actor and actresses are not our ideals. And those people who come on the advertisements showing what shampoo to wear, use, what soap to use, what cream to use, they are just marketing their products and making fools of us. That is not, we are not showcase dolls. Let's not fall flat for such cheap things. Let's think of greater ideals in life. Let's think of the great ideals of womanhood like motherhood, satitva, pavitrya, purity, charity, courage and sacrifice, love, affection, and service. All these are the great virtues of womanhood. A woman can do wonders. She can become Gauri, she can become Kali. So the Shanti and the Shakti in us is very, very special, and we have to realize this in life. That is why every woman is told to worship Gauri. Even when we are getting married, we do Gauri Puja. Every year, every month, the third day, Shukla Tritiya is a Gauri Puja. For every now and then, we do Gauri Puja, because Gauri represents the Shanta Shakti becoming the Adbhuta Shakti, Parashakti. So that containing Shakti, conserving energy and expressing in the right way for the right cause at the right time is a very great ideal which every woman should understand. That is why we worship the Devi. So Adya Shakti is the greatest ideal for us. We should listen to such stories, think of these ideals. These are not just stories, they are symbolisms. They're beautiful ideals and symbolisms which are sugar coated with stories. So the story is beautiful to listen, it's punya prada, but inside there's a great message which we have to grasp. So with such training, the training of such cultural and dharmic inputs, we have to nourish our children's growth, our children's thoughts. It is not some stupid Bollywood movies or some mall culture or resort culture which will build Bharata and Sanatana Dharma. We need dharmikas who are enlightened, who are awakened, who know the roles and responsibilities in life. So, Durga Parameshwari, may she bestow that kind of a nirbhayatva, ayurarogya, aishwaryabhivutti, and deshabhakti, matrabhakti, dharmanishtha, and purity of conduct and clarity of thought and a lot of uh, manobala, lot of inner strength, where every woman and a man can, our Sanatana Dharmis uh, can resist any kind of stupid attractions and stand clean and very clear with a right ideal in the mind. So may Devi bless us all in these auspicious Navaratri evenings. With these words, I conclude. We shall meet again tomorrow, and tomorrow will be a very interesting narration of the Girija Kalyanam. It is a tradition to listen to the story of Girija Kalyanam, the very beautiful, very loving and nice story of the marriage of Shiva and Parvati. So after the Durga Saptashati story, where the gory tale of Dushta Samhara is done, where the Devi manifests in very fierce forms and kills the Asuras. After listening to all that, then at the end we listen to Girija Kalyanam, and with a smile, with a happy, nice mind, we conclude the Navaratra celebrations. So today, yesterday and today, we listen to the very auspicious Durga Saptashati story. I've just done a fast forward of the story. Please do pick up the Durga Saptashati book and read it in the Navaratram. Even I do the Parayana, even you should do the Parayana. Read them chapter by chapter, chapter by chapter. Now there are translations available in English, in Kannada, in Hindi, Telugu, all the Desha Bhashas. So avail them, pick them up, read them every day. Read a few chapters in Navaratram and try to feel them, meditate upon them, understand them, imbibe and invoke the Shakti within yourself. When there is Shakti in our mind, in our body, in our thought, in our speech, in our action, in our life, and when there is Satya and Shakti, we will become invincible. And only such people can build a great nation and a great civilization and a great dharma. So let us wake up and pray to um, receive, wake up to receive the becoming, let us become deserving of Devi's grace. With these words, I conclude. We'll meet again tomorrow. या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः हरिः ओं तत्सत् नमस्ते।